So today I wanted to take a few minutes and talk about the good, bad, and ugly about eBay. So I've been selling and buying on eBay since very early 1999, and I've got over 3,000 positive feedbacks, no negatives, and there's a reason for that. And when I sell stuff, I go out of my way to please the customer. If there's an issue, I try my best to resolve it straight away, and I find 95% of the time that works. Customers are happy if an item arrives damaged or not what they thought. I try and give them some money off of it, and they're usually good with that, because the issue with returns is that if it's broken, damaged, that type of thing, you have to pay not only return shipping, but you got to pay shipping on the item when it arrived to them. So you could be looking at easily like a $10 swing on an item that you sold for say $15. So you take it back, and instead of you making a decent amount of money, you're by the time you relist it, you're kind of owing. But that's one aspect of it. In the beginning, eBay was a really great place to go to find garage sale style items. You're dealing with the entire country, the entire world, however far you wanted to venture out, and you could find like a really good deal. Then unfortunately, like everything else in this country, it became taken over by corporations and companies that more or less just use it as a sales ground for themselves, and what that did, it squeezed out a lot of the people that were just using it for, I'm clearing out, and became more just companies. A lot of people scavenge garage sales, that type of thing, during the weekend, and then they'll spend part of the week listing those items that they found at the garage sales. But again, that makes it where it's not really a bunch of good deals. It's just maybe you can find what you want, not really at a great price. But I remember, as far as sellers or buyers, I remember my very first negative situation that I came upon. I was selling a video game system, and this was before there was PayPal, so you had to either take a check for somebody, wait for the check to clear, or what I did was money orders. So there was a guy in Florida that bought, I think it was a Sega Genesis system. So he, agreed. It wasn't much money. It was like $50 for a system and a bunch of games. And so he bid on it. He won it, and he was very slow in paying. So I come home one day, and there's an envelope from somebody in Florida. Something awesome. I got paid for it. And when I go to check it out, it's just an envelope. It's open. There's nothing in it. So I'd asked around, did anybody take a check or a money order out of this? Nope, nobody touched it. So I contacted the guy and told him, hey, listen, I got an envelope here. You never sealed it. There's nothing in it. So of course then he starts, getting upset about how, no, he sent the money and trying to cheat him, blah, blah, blah. And, I said, I don't think you ever sent any money. I think you sent an empty envelope. And it happened at the time, a friend of mine owned a dirt track that was not far from where this guy lived. So I told him, listen, my friend owns a dirt track. This is the name of it. You can look it up and know it. I said, he would be willing to fly himself and myself for free down there to go to one of the events at the track. And I said, I'll drive this thing to your house, and I'll collect the money myself from you. And then he got all, oh, no, I'm going to call the cops on you. But I thought you wanted it. I'll make sure it gets to you, and then you don't have to worry about things getting lost in the mail. So, needless to say, that didn't happen, and I maybe I resold it, I don't remember. But the other thing I run into with sellers, or buyers rather, is like buyer's remorse. I had decided to sell off my Hot Toys collection, and these pieces will go anywhere from like $100 or so up to several $100. This one piece went for $450, and I sold it to a guy in California, and he claimed it was broken, which it was not. What he did was, there was little, I forget the name of the figure, it was a video game character. So I wound up having to credit this guy back his money, and again the shipping both ways, which was a sneaky way of him getting around buyer's remorse. That if he did say, oh, I had buyer's remorse, which I've had it happen to me, that he would have to man up and pay the shipping back, and he didn't want to do that. For my instance, I bought a car part that was wrong, and it actually was never listed specifically what it was, but they do give you the part number, and I didn't do research on it. The way it was listed, it would fit my car, but it was fitting my car for a different application, and I said, like, yeah, I didn't understand what it was. I had to return the item, and not only did I have to pay the shipping back, but they charged me like a 20% stocking fee on top of it, which is kind of bullshit. I didn't like that idea. I mean, it was bad enough that their description, was not complete enough on what it was, but the moral of that is, you make a mistake, it's yours to make right. Don't try and scam somebody out of money. A lot of other things I find out about eBay as a seller is people will try and nickel and dime you all the time. I sold a 12-inch figure box. A lot of these figures come in boxes that are kind of like art pieces in their own right, and they do have some value. And the boxes can go for anywhere from, let's say, $50 to $100. So I was selling this particular box for $25 because it had some signs of wear. The corners were slightly damaged, and so I would get notifications about it that people, I'm willing to buy it, but can you ship it for free? Well, if you ship it for free, you're basically, then by the time you pay the shipping, you're selling it for like $10 or $15. So you tell people, oh, we're willing to give you like $5 off. That's not enough. They'll hem and haw about how, but it's damaged, and tell them, well, it's damaged, but it's priced accordingly. That's why it's half the price of what it should be, because it shows signs of wear, that type of thing. Actually, I have I'll put a link to it in this description, but I had another situation where I purchased an action figure that was broken, and the seller wanted to give me like credit based on the broken part, which didn't make any sense because the item was still broken in that case, and they did everything they could for me just to take like a little stipend and keep the item. And what ultimately wound up happening with that was eBay forced them to give me credit on it, and they wound up telling me just to keep the item, because by the time they paid for return shipping and my item, it was like, I don't remember, it was like a $10 item. It would have cost them like $17 to get back, so it wasn't worth it for them. But you got to watch that too. Then the other side to the coin, which I know eBay owned them at one time, is PayPal. If somebody files a grievance with PayPal, PayPal automatically locks the money out of your funds. So in the case of the $400 or $450 figure that the guy wanted to return because of the hose, PayPal locks that money, and then your account either that money's taken out, or it shows like insufficient funds, and the account is like unusable until that money is put back in. And and they do that until the situation's resolved. Now, I've had situations where I won the case, but they still lock the money, which is a pain because they always side with the buyer on it until, as a seller, you can prove yourself to be in the right, which is a huge nuisance. Altogether, the whole thing, eBay is on the buyer's side. Very rarely will they be, unless you prove yourself to be correct, will they be on the seller's side. They've actually redone over the years there. They used to have like 3 strikes you're out for a buyer. So if you didn't pay for items, you do that 3 times, you're no longer allowed to be on eBay. They redid that to where it became a percentage, where if you bought, say, 100 items and you paid for 80% of them, those 20 people that you didn't pay, it wouldn't affect you at all, and that would be on a given month. So, and I mean, and granted, by you not getting paid, you still have your item, but the whole thing, say you listed it for a week, so you'd have the week of it being listed, then it takes an entire week for eBay to try and hound the buyer to pay you. Then at the end, they give you like a stipend of like $1, but it cost you like 30 cents to list it. So at the end of it, by the time you relist it, they paid you like 40 cents for your troubles, which is not really worth it because you wanted the value of the item. You didn't want to have to relist the item and go through all that because somebody decides, again, buyer's remorse or whatever it is. And I ran through this in 2016. I would have it happen like several times a month that I'd have to go through that, and it became so frustrating that I pretty much stopped selling on eBay now because of that. Before that, it was an absolutely great outlet to get rid of stuff that you'd have to either bring to, like I would do toy shows and that type of thing. I sold mostly action figures, and you'd make okay money that way, but you'd still have to pay an overhead fee for getting a table at a show. In this case, you're paying eBay a certain amount of money for listing and stuff. The other choice is to go with something like Craigslist, or even Facebook now offers an outlet where you can locally sell things. But the really good part about eBay is that your sales market is, again, worldwide, and you can't get that on any other venue, locally, garage sale, that type of thing. And actually, most of the type of toys that I sell, I really couldn't even sell it at a toy show because people bring $30, $40, $50 with them to spend. So if you bring a $200 action figure, maybe you can make arrangements to sell it later on, but right off the bat, very difficult. The other thing I ran into was you'd get people from a local area. Local could be anywhere in I'd say a 30, 40 mile radius, that want to meet up and pick the figure or pick the item up so that they do not have to pay shipping charges. And I understand that. I figure if I could save you some money, I'm going to save you some money. And almost every time I found it to be a pain in the ass. I had one guy supposed to be at my house, pick up stuff at 2 o'clock. 4:30, he finally shows up, with no real explanation, and buys the stuff and goes. Another time I had a guy pay for the items and then just trying to set up a time and a place to meet is difficult. I did have one guy, however, that wanted, it's a Star Wars figure, wanted it so badly and had to have it right then. He said it was $20 it sold for. He was willing to pay me $40 if he could come pick it up that afternoon. I said, yeah, that's fine with me, and he showed up, was happier than hell to get it, and paid me the $40, and off he went. So there's always two sides to every story like that. But for the most part, I would now just, if you win the item, pay the shipping, and that's that. I wouldn't entertain it anymore. I actually had a guy this morning want to buy an action figure, and the action figure had a broken peg on a leg, which I showed, I explained it's damaged, and it's $25. So he wants to know, can he have an extra reduced rate because it's broken? Okay. So I said, you know what? Yeah, I'm fine. I'll give you $5 off. You can have it for $20, and never heard back from him. And I don't know what these people expect. Do you want me to say, yeah, you can have it for $10? I'll take that kind of hit because I already advertised it as broken. It's not like hidden damage that you found. But I'd have to say, overall, in my 20 plus years selling on eBay, most of it's been good. I would recommend trying it. Just go into it knowing that you're gonna have problems, and you're gonna have people trying to swindle you. You're gonna have people trying to get over on you. They're gonna want to know how much money can they get off extra, than what you already have it set for. And I know for myself, I'll always set my items several dollars less than what market value is. So if something regularly sells for $10, I'll list it for $7 or $7.50, just so that it could be one of the better deals out there. One thing I try and keep away from now, as far as pricing, you could do a buy it now, you could do a fixed price, you could do an auction. eBay really gives sellers a little more discounts if you list stuff starting at like 99 cents. But I've had that several times bite me in the ass, where one was a Superman cape for a 12-inch figure that I paid like $15 for. I wound up like a year or so later never using it, and figured, all right, I'm going to get rid of it. Because again, I was liquidating my stuff, and if I absolutely wasn't going to use it, I'm getting rid of it. And I said, all right, I don't really know. It was worth what I paid, a little more, a little less. So I gave it a go. I listed it for 99 cents, and it sold for 99 cents. And that's a bitter pill to swallow when you lose that much money. But it's a chance you take when you list stuff. You can protect it and have a reserve. I would recommend that. And that's just a little safeguard where you can say, I'm going to put a reserve for $10. And at least I'd be satisfied. You're only losing a few dollars that way. If it goes up more, even better. But at least you're getting $10 back. What else about eBay? Like I said, I think it's kind of sad that it's become, more a storefront than when it first started out being a garage sale type environment. It was just a lot more fun. You'd have a much better chance of finding deals. Nowadays, everybody does their research, and everybody thinks they got $1 million figure. I had a guy I know, casually, he found a bunch of older 60s G.I. Joes in his attic, and he immediately, oh my god, I hit pay dirt. I have like 12-inch G.I. Joe figures, and I kind of had to break the bad news to him that he wanted me to list them and sell them. I said I would do that for 30% of the sale, but keep in mind that eBay takes roughly another 20%. Then PayPal gets a percentage. So by the time he was done, he'd be somewhere around 45% of the sale he would actually get. And also the value of the stuff. Everybody thinks, oh, this has got to be worth several $100s, and in reality, it's worth like $15. So with him, I took the time out. I showed him a bunch of auctions, and I don't go to listings that are active. I go to completed listings that sold. Not even completed listings that didn't sell. You got to find completed listings that sold, and that's for me where I always get my market value from. And he wound up keeping the figures. He was like, "Yeah, you're right. They're not really,
worth that much, and by the time it pays me out, even if I did it for free, he's going to still lose, a good portion of the sale. So he wound up keeping them, as far as I know. And the other choice is you can always go to local comic book shops that buy stuff like that. But again, they're looking to turn it over and make a profit on them themselves. So if an item hypothetically is worth $10, they may want to pay you $4, $5 tops, so that they could turn around and sell it for $10. And that's understandable. They're not going to want to pay you $10 for a $10 item, because now, what are they going to make on it? And they're never going to get rid of it. Another thing that eBay's helped spawn was the scalper industry. That people would go into a toy store, and again, I was talking action figures with this kind of stuff because that's what I dealt in. They would go in and find whatever the hottest selling action figure is, be there when workers were putting out cases, and people were even known in some instances to pay off workers to find them like rare figures and hoard them and then sell them on eBay for ridiculous amounts of money. And unfortunately for people like myself that are collectors and actually want these things for themselves, they don't get a chance to actually get them at retail prices. You could get, say in the 3 3/4, 1/18 scale market, a figure would go for $7. They would wind up selling it for like $35 and get it because people couldn't find a certain figure at retail, but they wanted it for their collection. So again, I think that's a bad part. I mean, it's capitalism at its best, but it's a pretty scumbag move. I can see if you had one and decided I don't want to keep it, then yeah, you're entitled to make some money off it. And I've been on the other end of it where I've bought figures, especially the Hot Toys Iron Man line. People would go nuts over those figures. I'm a fan of Iron Man, and I wanted to have one of every armor. I had a few that were rare. It was like a gold armor Iron Man, and when I purchased them, average purchase price would be around $250. And luckily for me, when I went to sell them, prices would be between like $300 and $500. And I had a guy email me like, "Oh, can you lower the price?" And I would be like, "I'll take $20 off it." And I would get emails from people saying how I was being greedy, asking fair market value for them. And I would tell them, I don't dictate the prices. That's what I'm entitled to get. I didn't buy it with any intention on trying to make money off it. Life happens. Either in my case, A, I could use the money, and B, I had hundreds of figures that were 12-inch scale, and I ran out of room to put them. I had really nice cabinets that I would store them in. I had them in original boxes in my garage. I had totes or bins filled with them, and I just decided, I don't want that kind of collection. If I can't display them neatly without being on top of each other, I'd really rather not have them, which is why I scaled down to 1/12 scale, so they're 6-inch figures. And even at that, I'm very picky about what I have in my collection. Like, I have a single Iron Man figure that represents Tony Stark. That's fine. I don't need to have every single armor. So I keep myself in check that way. But again, eBay was an invaluable source as far as getting rid of stuff. So would I recommend it? Absolutely. Again, it's not what it was in the early 2000s, but unfortunately, like everything else in corporate America, there's a ton of greed. There's for the individual looking to make money, figure whatever you get for it, it's found money. If you bought anything to make money, I don't know that that's going to happen. But if it's you're cleaning out your garage, your attic, and you want an outlet to get rid of this stuff. Just keep in mind, you got to ship this stuff. So you got to find packing, you got to find boxes. That's another hidden cost. Is bubble wrap, newspapers, the boxes themselves. I actually purchased a scale, like a gram scale, that would weigh these items. You could weigh an item up to 70 pounds, which I really didn't. I think the heaviest thing I sent out was maybe in the low 40s, as far as poundage. But all this stuff is a cost. So tape, packing tape. It's not cheap, and you go through it pretty quickly. But all this stuff takes away from your profit. But the person buying it doesn't see it that way. They know that they want to pay the absolute cheapest price as they can, which is fine. But selling, again, you're not really making money. For me, when I sold off my stuff, it was about cleaning out the garage. It was about decluttering my toy collection. There's a few 1/6 scale figures I kept that meant something to me. Some of them include like Indiana Jones. I kept a Tears from the Sun figure, a bunch of Star Wars figures, things that I still like. I mean, not that I didn't like the other ones, but I didn't need to have $80,000 of Hot Toys. When I could use that money to pay some bills. I used some of that money to fund my hot rod project. Then they hit you with, PayPal hits you with a 1099 once you make over, I think it's 25,000, and they report you to the IRS. Now that's a whole nother project, because now you have to justify your expenses. You have to show either you made money, you lost money. So when you go into your taxes, you got to somehow offset that with the, what it cost you to buy those figures. All they're going by is what you sold. They're not acknowledging that, you paid for this item. They're just saying, you brought into your household an extra $25,000 last year. So now when you go to pay your taxes, you have to, again, you got to justify that. You got to say, yeah, but it cost me $23,000, and here are the receipts to prove it. So that's another project. If you go to a toy show, it's basically cash, so you don't have to deal with that part of it. But PayPal will track you, and they will report you. So you got to watch income with that. I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say about eBay. Like I said, it has its good and its bad. I'm not a big fan of Craigslist because I don't want, I don't know. I just think that's a little creepy. Never been into it. So anyway, I appreciate you watching if you made it this far, and I'll catch you later.
If you enjoyed the video, please take the time to like and subscribe.
Jack Link's original beef jerky. Good for man and man's best friend.